This dissertation is concerned with analyzing how far the use of an intersectional lens might improve policies towards homelessness and housing security in the UK. To conduct this investigation, a review of the preceding theoretical and political ideas and research on homelessness is in order to indicate barriers and important areas of acknowledgement towards creating future, intersectional housing legislation. Therefore, this review examines the literature on 4 varying approaches, offering differing theoretical stances and their explanations for the following 2 questions. What are the supposed causes of homelessness and how does this implicate how the homeless population are viewed? What are the proposed solutions to homelessness? The 4 core theoretical approaches on homelessness that will be analyzed are the functionalism approach, the structuralist approach, the rights-based approach, and the feminist approaches. Sleeping rough, people sleeping, about to bed down, sitting on, in or standing next to their bedding, or bedded down in the open air, such as on the streets, in tents, doorways, parks, bus shelters or encampments, people in buildings or other places not designed for habitation, such as stairwells, barns, sheds, car parks, cars, derelict boats, stations, or bashes. The definition does not include people in hostels or shelters, people in campsites or other sites used for recreational purposes or organized protest, squatters or travelers. Social housing. Social homes are provided by housing associations, not-for-profit organizations that own, let, and manage rented housing, or a local council. Intersectionality is an analytic sensibility, a way of thinking about identity and its relationship to power. Originally articulated on behalf of black women, the term brought to light the invisibility of many constituents within groups that claim them as members but often fail to represent them, as single-axis approaches towards the inequalities of gender or race fail to recognize the complexity of social structures and subjective experiences.
The problem of diversity in the class only worsens your learning in classrooms. The students in the study are a heterogeneous group, some more accepting than others of mindfulness practice. For some students, doing the mindfulness activities may be fun, while some students have no interest in these activities or reject them. Teachers might find it difficult because they may be unable to apply the same technique with all the students. Thus, they also allow the teachers' minds to be flexible and as it can handle all the students in such a class as handled by this adaptation process could take a tremendous amount of time and it would be very demanding as there is a need the context for each learner. Another big challenge is that too many teachers are not trained adequately and professionally disengaged. For these mindfulness interventions to be effectively delivered, the following areas that pertain to a teacher are of importance and the mindfulness practices and how to be a support to students in them. Yet most of the teachers have low self-efficacy to teaching mindfulness and are not properly prepared to do so, as Huang have reported. Although, if not carefully monitored, such attempts at facilitation might lead to resistance. Either teachers would explain why they are doing mindfulness exercises or try to settle the concerns and questions of the learners, which is not efficient. The purpose of putting together mindfulness applications concerns the enhancement of student mental health issues or academic stresses. This becomes important, as this research aims at the feasibility of such applications, not from the user's perspective, not from the technology perspective, but from the teacher's perspective, the ones in the classrooms using these applications. Teachers' perception is very crucial to perceive because these are the people that can see firsthand the daily impact of what goes on in these individuals' living, and these same people see moods and performances of these individuals at school. It also looks at the real-life concerns from classroom practice itself, including the time an instruction allocates and how learners behave in class. Through presenting the advantages and the problems encountered during the study, the research provided an overview, which might be useful towards making educational policy and improving practice. Such reasoning justifies reasons to give teachers sufficient as well as appropriate tools and training to apply while teaching mindfulness applications to promote an increasing positive stance of mutual learning amongst pupils. With interest in mindfulness applications incorporated into school environments, there have been several research studies investigating the effects of mindfulness on learners' well-being and academic performance. Bamber and Schneider, 2020. This calls for the frontline implementers, that is teachers, to use these tools in an assessment of how effective these can be. In this regard, these views are useful in providing insights into how such applications affect the classroom, student conduct and academic achievement. A quick survey with teachers indicates a generally positive view by teachers on the use of mindfulness applications. All of these tools, teachers say, help students become more familiar with how they are feeling and more able to deal with stress. Data cited by the organization American Psychological Association, ARPA, 2021 showed that 76% of teachers reported that their students' anxiety and stress decreased when engaging with mindfulness applications frequently. Not only does this reduce the stress in the classroom, it helps in the bettering of the overall climate of the classroom, but also it helps students to be better at doing tasks academically related.